Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dami and I'm continuing the education series I started in the past 2 weeks. You need to go back and watch episode 1 and episode 2. For episode 3, I thought to share some educational websites that you should be using just in case you've heard the phrase I'm bored this holiday. Well, I've got something for you and you might want to stick around for that. Now, the first of such websites or sites is called Once Upon a Picture. All you just need to do is go into your browser and type in Once Upon a Picture, and you should come to this very, very wonderful page that shows you once upon a picture.co.uk, I think. But yeah, you should be going or getting to this side of the site, click on it, and then it basically just pops up and then just shows you a variety of pictures that your kids can talk through. So basically this site is just for just developing their imagination. What do they see? What do they think? Some of the pictures actually do have titles on it. Some are titleless, so you can ask your child what title of can you give this character, what title can you give this picture, what can you see, what can you think. Basically it's just widening their imagination and making sure that they're making good use of their imagination, because the truth is every child is born with an imagination. Every person is creative. That's what I always say. Now, creativity is relative. It might be expressed through different ways, through dance, through arts, through music, and several other mediums, but every child is creative, and you can only know if you begin to develop or channel the creativity of that child into something that they really love. Because if you never try, you never know if they really have it. So for example, this picture is asking questions like why was the mouse holding his nose? What do you think? So really there's no right or wrong answer. You just want them to come up with imagination. One of the things you want to be able to raise your kids with is to be able to question why. In the society today, I mean, that is more and more prevalent as they begin to grow older, begin to be able to question why, begin to be able to think, critical thinking. And if you've even gone to the university here in UK, you will know that one of the skills you need to be able to survive for a master's or a uni, or even right from secondary or even primary, is critical thinking. You should be able to think through things. Now also through the site you have the thinking collection. Again, we also have pages like the fiction, non-fiction. You have different parts, so just go on it, play with it. For us, we do it sometimes as a nighttime routine. So when they're about to go to bed, we just bring out this picture and then we just discuss, we talk. What do you think? I have two boys, so one is saying what they think, the other one is saying what they think. Just have that playful mentality or that imagination. It will really be helpful to them, for them. Even as they go back to school, you begin to notice those changes, how they begin to question things, how they begin to look at things, how they begin to write stuff. I mean, my kids, two of them have diaries where they just write things, their thoughts, their everything about their imagination basically just comes to life when they write in their diary. So this is a very, very good way. It's called again Once Upon a Picture. Just go there, have fun, play with it, see what you can do. There was a challenge also that was on there. I think this one, the competition for this one is over, but from time to time there are always competitions about what do you think about the story. Like for example, this was about the sad robot, and then kids were asked to put in their entries to see what they think or what they thought about the whole robot. Again, as I said, there's no right or wrong answer for this one. It's just making sure that their minds are being utilized. Instead of watching endless TV, this is a great way. 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the age of your child. This can really go a long way to help your children. Another site you can actually explore is called Pubble 365. Again, go into your browser, type in Purple 365, and then it will bring you to this very, very lovely page. Again, I'd like to add that you will need your Gmail to be able to register for this one. It will take you through a couple of processes, verify your email and all of that, and then you'll be able to use it. Even though this is a free, most of it is free, but there's a part of it that's actually paid. It has to be, you have to have a subscription. So if you want to do that, that's fine, but I don't really need that since I already have the Once Upon a Picture that we can use. And it's actually also similar to Once Upon a Picture, but this is more expanded, I would say, and more will I say more academic. Once Upon a Picture is more general, but this one has a bit of more structure into it, but it's a very, very good tool also. If you want to help your child with literacy, you also want to help your child with learning new words, punctuation, and so many other things that your child can learn. So the free version has a picture for the day, so it's called Purple 365 because every day there's a new picture, and then there are questions in terms of their sentences, their punctuation, their vocabulary, and all of that. That's why I say that it's a bit more academic for this, and it's also split into age groups. So you have 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 9, and so on and so forth. But you really do not need the paid version if you are not keen on it. You can just do the one picture a day. That's all they need most times. This is another 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the age of your child, and you can sit down, walk through it. There's a word bank where they can use those words to be able to weave in their sentences or their challenge, or the sentence challenge that is on there for each day. This is a very, very great tool for your child if you're looking to expand their vocabulary, their just general everyday English. This one you can also even do it weekly. It doesn't have to be daily. You can do it weekly if you want, even though there's a picture on there every day, but you can decide to do it weekly. Again, you say that 2 hours is already gone in the day. If you do this for 1 hour each, that has zapped 2 hours of screen time away from you. This is just helping them again and just deepening that imagination. By the time you do this for 2 hours, take them to the park for 2 hours or so. That's like 4 hours already of the day gone, and I would say that's a day well spent, especially now that they're on holidays. They're able to go outdoors, use all of their energy. If your boys are anything like mine, they can go out and play forever. But again, we have a structure to the day. So we have structure during school time, we have structure during holiday time. I'll probably link the video where I talk about how we've managed to hack screen time. It's basically just structure. Having a structure. What you don't, as that common saying goes, I don't know who said that, but if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So there has to be a structure for each day. And as I mentioned again, there's age group appropriate, so 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and all of that. And they can decide to write what they think, use the words in the word bank to come up with sentences. Now, last but not the least is the BBC Bite Size. Now, I like to call this one the Bible of academics if you're in the UK. So this one is specifically for those in the United Kingdom. BBC Bite Size. Oh my. It has everything in the curriculum, like everything your child should be knowing or learning in class, in school, based on their age group is actually in there. We just 1 to 2 weeks to resumption, and this will be the last term before your child moves on to the next class. So everything you think they're struggling with right now, that you think they need to be secure going into the next age group, I think this is a perfect time for you to go into this site or go on this site and begin to explore by age. It has everything from practically reception till they get into secondary school. So whether your child is in year 1 reception, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 7, year 8, everything. I have a child in year 5 and I have a child in year 1. So all you just need to do is go in and by your location, whether you're in Scotland, you're in Northern Ireland, you're in England or in Wales, you can just click that in and then it will pop up basically everything there. So when you go in, I have a child in year 1, all I just need to do is go in there, click year 1, click by subject. So if it's math, if it's English, if it's whatever it is they're learning in school at that time. I'm sure most schools usually send the curriculum for the term are way ahead of the term starts, or sometimes maybe 1 week or 2 weeks into the term they usually send that. So that way I am able to gauge or judge what they should be learning weekly, and where I see my child is struggling, I go in here and use the video, because that's another thing. You need to understand how your child learns. Some child learn visually, like all you just need to do them is show them the visuals and they get it. Some child learn when you just talk to them or talk them through it, they're fine, they can grasp it. Some child learn actually, or some children learn by singing. You sing it and they're able to get it. So anyhow your child learns, you have to be able to figure that out and begin to apply that into their learning. So as I said, this is year 1, odd numbers, even numbers, whatever it is that your child is struggling with, you can pinpoint those areas and begin to go on the site and then just check, oh, I'm struggling with 1 more, 1 less. I'm struggling with odd numbers. I'm struggling with division. I'm struggling with, my child is struggling with multiplication. All you just need to do is come on here and begin to reinforce, and then you have game-like levels or game-like activities. You have the visuals again, as I said. You have examples on there for them to look at. You have charts for them to look at. Everything that is for the for academics in the UK, from primary all the way to secondary. I cannot overemphasize that this site is very, very resourceful in terms of academic, and not just even academic, in terms of just general craft, games, music, just to reinforce all of those learnings that they've had for the past 6 weeks in their respective classes. So for example, for Easter, you have things about Easter, and I particularly like the fact that it said Easter eggs for Christian, even though Easter is not about eggs. Well, this is not the video where I plan to address or talk about that, but yes, there's stuff about Easter, there are crafts, there are even resources for parents probably struggling with one thing or the other, mental health, stuff that you're struggling with. You find resources on there, things for exploring, staying active, because kids need to find something to do. Remember when we were young and all we used to do was literally play outside, play with sand, do sand castles, ride a bike. Anyway, those are the things I did when I was young. Ride a bike. There was no TV, so we had no choice then. So we need to get into that mode where in our head we sort of think, you know what, TV is not a choice. There comes a point in your life where you know that the kids know, when they know that they have no TV, they will find something to do. Their creativity runs wild. So you don't want to use TV and screen time to begin to fill in those places such that those parts of their brain will not develop, or because it's just been substituted for just sitting down, taking ice cream, taking a soda or whatever it is, and they are not being able to use their brain. So go on there by topic, by country, or by country, by topic, by key stage 1, key stage 2, key stage 3, and just really zone in, especially on those topics where you know that they are probably struggling. This will be a very good time for you to be able to just get into the revision and make sure that you're getting them ready for the next or the last part, which is the summer term of their respective classes. Now, being a parent is no walk in the park. It's not we're doing anko, it's not we're twinning, it's not my child can dance, can do this. All of those things are great, but trust me, parenting, especially abroad, is a lot of work. You have to be on top of your game, and this is what I always pray to God every day. I say, so help me God. And this is what my previous guests, my first two guests, talked about, saying that your teachers are not your enemies. You need to be able to work with them and see where your child is struggling and begin to walk with them. When they tell you things, they're not trying to say, oh, you're not doing a great job and all of that. So listen to your teachers, because if you don't know what they're struggling with, then what's the point of all of this, right? So let me know which of these you'll be exploring, which did you know of, which did you not know of before, and let me know how well you'll be using these tools with just 1 or 2 weeks to go in the holidays. And of course, this will be very, very useful for the 6 weeks holiday that is coming up very, very soon. So that brings me to the end of episode 3 of the educational series that I've been running so far. For part 4, episode 4, I'll also be bringing more of this website. Let me know if this is something you want to see, and please drop in the comments. Let me know how well you use this website. Remember to like, to share, to tell your friends, tell everyone you know about this website, because these are things that have been working for me, and I know it would definitely work for you. I'll see you guys on episode 4. Watch out for that. Bye.